Shalom. Before I start, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahshai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to Apostle Elder Great Milso, who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the 144,000 that's seeking the Lord day by day and wanting this place to be destroyed. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners that's scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. And Lord willing, this video be edifying and quick and straight to the point. This is something I was meditating on earlier. This video mainly gonna be centered around how we know we're in the last days. Cause people be like, oh shit, what's the last days? It's gonna be too late because people don't take this seriously. So, and now really in 2023, shit, even in 2020, 2020, you knew that the last days was really here, even when the Lord came back, when he was on the scene, when he fulfilled the prophecy of going on the cross, then that was the beginning of the last days. Now we're truly in the end of seeing those things being fulfilled. So therefore, we're in the last days, and we're even closer than it was back then when the apostles and disciples was on the scene and the Lord was on the scene. But we know we're in the last days because, one, scoffers and scorners are rising up out of the woodworks, out of nowhere. Two, we're seeing all these prophecies going about. BRICS nations are forming together. You know, they're coming together to come against the dragon, which is come against this American Babylon, the whore. It's a lot of stuff going on. People acting funny. Age it's all about. Family acting weird. Relationships ending based on differences. I mean, that's kind of normal, but even more so now. People switching up, you know. You really starting to see people true colors. It's a lot. The infrastructure is falling. You got all these, you know, personally for where I work at, a lot of the job I work at, we're rebuilding highways and cities and shit, basically, we're really building in vain, because when the Lord comes back, he's going to destroy all this shit. But we really know we're in the last days because prophecies are taking off day by day. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And me personally speaking as a man, I don't see this place having no longer than 5 years. These devils trying to push their agenda. But nonetheless, I'm talking so much. But I'm gonna get this. It's 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. And scoffers are really been popping up lately on comment boards and stuff like that too. Even in early 2000s. But you know, we've been learning from our apostles and elders how to deal with scoffers. And shit, actually, I'm gonna keep reading down. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the earth, from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahshai, the heavens were of old, and earth standing out of water and in the water, whereby the world that was being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same words, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment in the petition of ungodly men. And yeah, this basically just said these scoffers and scorners going to realize they're ignorant of what the prophets are truly saying. They don't think judgment going to come. And it just said that first death was by water, by getting drowned out by the firmaments, by the got drowned out by space rain. Got drowned out, got swamped, got whitewashed, you know. And now this second death is going to be by fire. And it says, reserve unto fire against the day of judgment and petition of ungodly men. And these women, men, and children are very ungodly, from the 2/3 to heathens. These people are very ungodly, man. These people run around thinking they could do what they want and go against the balance of life. This is the result of what happens when we go off and sin against the Heavenly Father. So excuse me. Everything is so off balance and off track. Ain't nothing is really in order over here. And the elect is sighing and crying and wanting things to go back in order because this shit ain't right. So I'm gonna read in verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as to one day. And the Lord and that basically saying the Lord sees things in a different view than us. But the Lord is long suffering, and He's been around. The Lord has been around always, omnipotent. He has no beginning nor end. In verse 9, the Lord is not slack concerning His promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but all that should come to repentance. But reading now, fuck it, I'm gonna read verse 10 too. Actually, damn, I really could read this whole chapter. I'm gonna jump down to verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that therein shall be burnt up. And that basically saying the Lord is coming down to bring fire on you niggas. You niggas, y'all. The Lord gonna bring down rain fire on you niggas, man. Y'all like dancing in the rain. Y'all ain't gonna like dancing in this heat, nigga. So yeah, and that's basically going down further, saying basically what manner of persons you ought to be in all holy conversation means, and godliness means how you gonna react, nigga. Gird up your loins, toughen up, nigga. Shit, y'all not, well, us too as well, because judgment started with the house of Israel first and Amos. But nonetheless, nigga, we gotta, the elect gonna have to toughen themselves up and be focused, and we're gonna be there. The Lord gonna make sure the elect is straight at the end of the day, But we gonna have to hold steadfast and be strong and keep and go in full confidence with the Spirit, bro. Because in Jacob's trouble, you gonna see some crazy shit, some shit that gonna make you bawl out and cry, bro. Shit, a lot of people never seen somebody die in front of their face or get shot in front of their face. Me personally, I seen it, but some brothers haven't seen it. Some brothers ain't been to jail. I haven't personally been to jail. I hear jail stories. They sound fun. They funny from hearing about it on the outside, but inside, you can't. You low key defenseless in jail. I never been to jail. There's shit that happens that's gonna happen in these days, that which we're gonna really need the Lord. Divine intervention will be needed for this shit, because the devil shall come down us having great wrath. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna read Acts chapter 2 and 17 too, because really this goes on topic 2, and this is also another example that we're in the last days. And it shall come to, and this is Acts chapter 2 verse 17. It shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yashai, I will pour my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and young men shall see visions, and your old man shall dream dreams. And yeah, we really, you ain't gotta necessarily be in the truth to have visions of what's going to happen, but people been having dreams. Like a few months ago, I was dealing with this MB. I know I shouldn't have did it, but nevertheless, I had this girl I was talking to a few months ago. She was like, "Is the world really gonna end?" And she was like, "I had this dream of it was in Jacob. It was really representing Jacob's trouble. But when the Lord comes back, she was like, the world really gonna end?" I was like, "No, it's just gonna be a transference." And she was like, "Yeah, I feel like," and I had a dream of well, I'm not gonna sit up here and try to exalt myself, but I mean, it was kind of a faith booster though, because I really pray that I'm of the elect, and all you brothers that, like I said, and all you brothers in doing this in truth and sincerity are of the elect. But nonetheless, she was like, I was thinking, like, basically in her own words, she was basically saying she's going, in Jacob's trouble, she don't know if I'm I was dealing with her at the time. She was like, I'm really scared because I don't know what's going to happen. And she was like, basically she was going to say that in that day we were well, from looking for a spiritual aspect of it, but she said, I don't know in that day if you're gonna choose me or not. And I was like, shit. I just I was like, hey, I mean, I just basically told her you never know. But she basically understood that change is coming, and change is coming in a big way, and authority is coming. She's like, yeah, basically she was like, yeah, basically, like, to show that she knows that the last days are coming. And I was dealing with a Jake woman. Even Jake know what the fuck going on. Jake, man, is many, like the Apostle Hart said, bro, everybody knows they're Israelites and who ain't Israelites at this point, bro. This truth has been on all four corners of the earth. People should know people know that they're Israelites at this point. You can't deny, because the Lord has put this out for years, for decades, man. You either know you're an Israelite, or you don't want to acknowledge the fact that you're an Israelite, or you just a straight heathen at this point, bro. You can't deny if you're well, you can deny you're an Israelite all you want to, but you know if you're an Israelite or not, man. Even 2/3 know it, bro. You know, not, I don't know. Well, she like, anyway. That's neither here nor there. But you know, as an Israelite, this place going down. So for you 2/3 that's sitting up there trying to party, and honestly, obviously 2/3 are gonna be cut off and die. But for you 2/3 to roam around here acting like acting like y'all could live here and shit. Y'all, like, a lot of 2/3 just be like, oh, okay, you know, I'm an Israelite. I'm basically a God's chosen people. Then boom, they don't show anything. They don't be like, okay, what else do I do? They don't learn more about it. Or if they learn something about they don't like, they just go back to being what they was being. That shows you who the elected and who ain't. Because really, as an Israelite, you hearing these things, you got to take the bitter with the sweet. You got to eat the whole roll, but you also have to understand, like, yeah, people want the good. They don't want the hardships. They don't want to suffer. Everybody wants shit now. I want to be a king now. I want to be a god now. But what like, for King David, he had trials. He had to go through things. He didn't just become a king overnight, bro. He had to be groomed into. He had to be groomed. He had to be tried into that. David and Goliath, one huge example. He had to be groomed into that, bro. He couldn't just be if he wanted to be king in a day, where the story behind it? That's what a lot of, then really when you learn more and grow in this truth, you really be like, this is a story. This ain't just, oh, like, this just happened out of nowhere. No, there's a building, it's like a puzzle. We put the pieces together to understand the full story. So that's why we have to study to understand the mystery. We have to study from beginning to end to truly. We really ain't gonna truly know the whole mystery until we get our new bodies and we in the kingdom. But this book is like a puzzle. You gotta place things. You gotta piece it together to understand the mystery and the understanding of it. So, but yeah, we know these are the last days because pestilence too. Just a few months ago in Nevada, you had a cricket. I did a video on it. Yeah, like not an outbreak, but a pestilence of where crickets was all over the road. If any can remember that, it was crickets all over the road. Cash App a few days the other day or two was just down. Shit, Instagram been running tests too. You know, social media has really been. You've been seeing an uptick in social media disturbances, like social media just randomly crash or stuff like that. Shit has been going on, bro. And for you people to be oblivious, then that's on y'all. Because the prophets did what we did. Ezekiel 2 goes into that. I'm going to read that too, and I'm going to close out. Let's see. This is Ezekiel 2:5, chapter 2 and verse 5. And whether they will hear or whether they forbear, for their rebellious house. And it's talking about Israel. Yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them. in verse 6 talking about how Jake are and how they act and would treat you, but nonetheless, you will know a prophet who has been among you, but based on the things that they've said, prophet, pro means before. You got to speak before. Like 70 AD, there was prophets that prophesied before 70 AD happened. Even the Lord prophesied before, about 70 AD before it happened, and boom, all them niggas that stood there got their ass slaughtered. Just another example. But this, I didn't want this video to be too long. This was just something I was thinking about. And Lord, before I close out, I'd like to give our praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahshai by Shem Kakadash, the body Yahweh by Shem Yahshai. Yet again, forgive me the experience to do this another video. And Lord willing, this video be edifying onto the next one. Shalom.